Okay. It says that we're live, but I just, I have to check. I have to check it. I have to check. Today, we are going to be talking about, the true cost. Because yesterday we talked about the cost of leveling up, but today we're talking about the true cost. These are things that money just can't buy, right? We'll touch on money again, but we want to talk about the real cost of leveling up, and then also, like, is glowing up even worth it, right? After we went through everything from yesterday, and I'm going to make a playlist that's going to be dedicated strictly to like glow up, but it's just like after you see everything, it's like, is it even worth it? Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and front load you and let you know that it is always worth it to become your higher self, right? To become your the highest aspiration of yourself, the highest vibration of yourself is always going to be worth it. Like, I feel like you owe it to yourself to be the best person that you can be, to do the best thing for yourself, right? Now, that's going to be different. It's not going to necessarily be the same things that other people have going on. Everybody is not going to get the skinny BBL because everybody doesn't view the skinny BBL as their highest vibration. Everybody is not going to do that. You see what I'm saying? Everybody doesn't want to lose the weight. Some people, it might just be wearing a lash. It might be just eating better. You know what I mean? The glow up is different for everybody, right? And I feel like what I gave you was, a standardized approach so that it would get you wherever you want it to go. Right. If you're bigger, you want to get smaller. You see what I'm saying? But that's my area of expertise. Okay. But there is no one size fit all, and there is no cookie cutter way to glow up. I'm just giving you some brick and mortar concrete, evidence to get you started on your thing. Right. But the question is, like, with so much to do, is it even worth it, right? And then when you look at the prices and, maybe go get a doctor, is it even worth it? People are spending, that's just average amount, right? That's just the average amount that I'm giving. But like, people can spend more than that. People do spend more than that because once you go to the doctor one time, you'll be back for something else, whether it be fillers or anything like that. And so it's just kind of like, if we have to always do, like, it's a constant, doctor appointment. It's a constant thing. Like, we're always trying to, appeal to the masses and different things like that. When does it stop? Is it even worth it to even get started? Because you'll never find true happiness and fulfillment with yourself as you are, right? And so it's just kind of like, where do we draw the line between glowing up, right, and being our best selves, putting our, best foot forward, putting forth the effort into our looks versus just, like, that's the energy that I'm feeling here. That is the energy. And so it's just like, I feel like you always should do what's best for you. Show up for yourself, put effort for yourself, but at the same time, you have to understand, and this is going to be another video, but the glow up is about you. Right. And that's why I say we have to glow up internally. And that's why I spent a lot of time on the internal glow up, because you can go to the doctor. You can lose the weight. You can get the surgeries. You can get the fillers. You can get all of these different things. You can build a Barbie, whatever you want to be. But you have a lot of women who do these things, and you find yourself, in, weird circumstances, because they didn't learn to, set those boundaries. Like, we are not going to accept XYZ element of P, right? And so it's just kind of like, you have to build up that internal dialogue, right? Internal, boundaries with yourself. And then also, boundaries when you're dealing and interacting with other people. Like, all of that comes into play, because if you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. And it's just like, girl, that's why you see some of the most beautiful people going through some of the most craziest things because they didn't develop that self-worth. They didn't develop, those morals, those things, and they were just chasing the trends, like they just want to be appealed to. They mistake guys liking the way they look, right, as being in love with them. When they just like the way you look, they don't really care about you as a person. It goes hand in hand, right? It goes hand in hand. It goes hand in hand. I wasn't trying to get all deep, but usually the topics do get a little deeper because it's like if you're not developing the internal, it's gonna look real crazy on the outside. It is. And so that is the cost of it, though. That is the cost of it. So while you're working, while you're glowing up, keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. The other thing is, yeah, you'll have issues in relationships, but then also you don't want to always keep running to the doctor seeing if there's something that could be fixed. If you could get a little nip, a little tuck, right? Because they gonna always have a new something to sell you at the doctor's appointment. They gonna always have they got some new stuff. You know what I'm saying? Some new things. They got the new stuff, right? That's what I'm saying. That's why they give you the first dose for $200. Then after that, they know you're gonna be back and you'll pay whatever it is because you're not paying for the product. You're paying for the feeling, right? You're paying for the feeling. This is advertising and marketing. You're not paying for the product. You're paying for the feeling. Okay. I saw something on, Instagram threads or something, and they were like, you're not paying for the airline ticket. You're paying to get a hug from your grandmother that you haven't seen in years. That's what you're paying for. And the sooner we realize, like, the things that we're buying, right? What are you actually buying? What is the purchase? What is the glow up really mean to you? Like, what exactly, like, what is the why? Why are you trying to glow up? What are you trying to fulfill through the glow up? What is the meaning? What is the purpose? What is the vibe? You know what I mean? And so that is what we have to keep in mind. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into some other costs, but I just want to talk about that one right there. That is a very strong caveat. I didn't want to go too deep, right? Hit you right in the face right there. But it's just like we got to get into the deep topics. Okay. So the cost of your glow up is going to cost you time. You have to be consistent with your routine. That means we have to get up. Okay. I mean it. You have to get up and work out. Okay, do a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, do a Tuesday and Thursday and Saturday. You need to be working out at least 3 times and you need to get an hour in. Cardio is going to burn the fat. You have to stick to it. First thing in the morning before you eat, fasted cardio. If you want to drop and you can't miss the thing. I say Monday, Wednesday, Friday, then that's just the first week because you have to have time to recover. Your body has to have time to recover. And you have to keep in mind when you first start working out, you can't do every little thing, right? It's going to hurt. It's not going to feel good because you can't go from not working out to working out and then like you're not an athlete. You got to recover. Okay. Get you some Vicks Vapor Rub or some Tiger Balm. Get some Tiger Balm. The Tiger Balm is if like you about that life, but get the Vicks Vapor Rub. It'll help out with those aches, but it's just like you have to be consistent. You can't stop and then start and things like that. And I know I need to take my own advice, but it's just like you have to be consistent with the working out. Okay. With the diet, you have to do, that's why they say 80-20. You do 80% doing the right thing and then 20%. And then also, the time and the dedication that you put forth your glow up, that is going to show over time. It's not going to be microwave manifesting. This not McDonald's. This is Michelin. Okay. So you gotta season it up. You gotta sop it up. It needs time to simmer. Okay. The seasonings need to develop. The flavor has to really unfold itself. Right. So you have to make sure that you are putting forth that time, that consistency, that dedication, everything for your goal, for your glow up. You really have to believe it. And it's easier to do if you know your why, which is why we have to start with the why in the first place. if you know why you're trying to, achieve whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, then you know what you got to keep going. That's going to drive you. That's going to push you further, right? And that is a cost. Now, when you start doing your dedication, when you start doing your consistency, you on your P's and your Q's, you're going to have some additional costs, right? Additional costs. The new costs that we have that we got to add that in. I hope you have your calculator on hand. You have to calculate the fact that you're not going to be able to eat like with your friends and socializing and things like that. Alcohol is out because alcohol kind of slow down your weight loss and your fat burning and things like that. So we can't go out and have drinks and things like that. So we got to get the I'm drinking water, put a lime on the cup, or get a Sprite, sugar-free Sprite, sugar-free drinks, and put a little lime on there. We got to get the drink like that. You see what I'm saying? But it's just kind of like, if you have friends that are always partying and always doing this and that and this, and even if your glow up is like you're working on a project and things like that, you're not going to have time to be socializing all the time. You're going to be by yourself. So this is going to be a solitudinal type of energy. Okay, silent, sustained glow up. That's what I like to. I'm in class, so I call it silent, sustained reading. But it's silent, sustained glow up. So you're going to be spending that time by yourself because it's going to help you develop. Okay, it's hard to try to glow up with other people around. A new cost, add this up. When you're trying to glow up, when you're trying to do something different with yourself, you're trying to just whatever the case may be, and you might not necessarily say it, but say you did say it to your friends or your family. They're going to be like, oh, you don't need to lose any weight. You don't need to do this. Why would you want to go and pursue that? You don't need, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be 150,000 reasons on why you should not do whatever it is that you're trying to do. I promise you. Say you don't tell nobody, right? Say if you did, but say if you don't tell nobody, then they're going to say you acting funny because you're not spending the same amount of time. Like, you're not available to them because you're doing your own thing. So now you have to do time management. You're not spending the same amount of time that you would be spending or with these other people. Now you're spending time by yourself so you can get it in the gym, so that you can eat what you need to eat. You're telling people you already ate. They asking you, are you okay? Are you good? I know that you didn't touch your plate. I know that you said this, and that. Are you avoiding me? All of that is going to be good. Add that up. Are you avoiding me? Are you acting funny? You know what I'm saying? You know how we do. Girl, you know how we do. You know how we do when we trying to do something and you tell somebody you can't win for losing. If I told you, then you're gonna be like, oh no, I don't think that's a good idea. Blah, 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 right? Then if you didn't tell them, oh, you acting funny because you're not spending that much time around me, like you guys, what's on your, you know what I mean? Oh, you think you this, and then say you didn't tell or you did tell. Either way, they're gonna think that you're acting funny. They're gonna think that you think you better than them or you because eventually the things that you do will show results, right? And so they're gonna be like, oh, that's what you was doing. How come you didn't tell me? How come you right? And then if you did tell them and you did it anyway, they gonna still stick their nose up. So add all of that up, okay? Because I promise you can't win for losing. That's why you have to develop that mental fortitude. You have to, because I'm not going to lie, your glow up is going to alienate you because you're going to find out who is with you for real like that. Like the people that are like, oh, that's a great idea. I'm so happy for you. Or the people that secretly harbor animosity towards you, right? And they feel like, she thinks she oh, I can do it better. And then it becomes this competitive vibe, right? Now, if it's a healthy competition, okay, fine. But it's not like, it doesn't have to be a competition. And a lot of times you'll find that other people are secretly in competition with you. So my question is, are you willing, okay? Are you willing to be alienated for your glow up? Because it's going to cost you the people that you're around. Are you willing to go through that? Are you willing to be by yourself, right? Called out and you are, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's a Bible verse. You're supposed to be in the world, but not of the world. It's tight energy. You know what I mean? Like, you might not be around everybody. Your social circle might dwindle down. You might be by yourself, trying to make this happen. Whatever it is. You could be going to school, you could be losing, it doesn't matter. Like, your glow up is going to cost you mentally, okay? And a lot of people, they kind of fall at the wayside because it's just kind of like, okay, maybe this isn't what I'm supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? Why am I losing friends? Why is this happening to me? And then also, like, when you try to make changes, this is a new cost. Add this in. Add that on there on the paper. Add this up. Get your calculator. When you start trying to do what you feel like is in the right and the good interest of whatever it is for you, it seemed like everything around you goes down the toilet crapper. Okay? I'm telling you, it's like when you feel like you're supposed to be doing this and you're headed in the right direction don't always be looking, beautiful with the roses, right? With the little angels and the choirs and everything, like, this is the right direction I should be going in. It don't be looking like that. It be looking a little janky. You know what I mean? It don't be looking like that's where we supposed to be going. It just don't. In the beginning, it seemed good with your walk, but then as you keep going, seemed like people throwing stuff at you, throwing rocks and stuff. Seemed like you fell in a hole as you're walking, but you was watching where you was going, and you could have sworn that this was, hollow ground, and then you fell in a hole, and somehow you got to climb your way out the hole, and you got to take a couple steps back, and it's just all this extra foolishness that be going on the right path, and that is a cost. And it's just kind of like, do you want whatever it is that you said you wanted as bad as you said you wanted it? Period. Like, do you really? Is that really what you want? Is that really what you're trying to do? It is not. Temptation be popping up people all of a sudden, and you do find out who your enemies and everything. You said you supposed to be eating right, they got all the snacks out. You can have this, you can do this, you can do that. You know what I mean? You can have a little bit, you can have a cheat day. No, I can't do that, right? You don't have to work out. You don't have to go to bed early so you can study. You don't have to do this. I know you got a test tomorrow, but we can go out tonight. No, you can't go out. You supposed to be in the house studying. You supposed to be reading book. You supposed to be reading the word. You supposed to be doing whatever you supposed to be doing. And they talking about you could do extra. So who told you could do extra stuff? You supposed to be doing what you supposed to be doing. Period. Yeah. Add the cost up. Okay. The other part, energy, the mental energy that it takes to stay on track, right? To prioritize your thing, your goal, your glow up above everything else. Right? And it's hard to do, especially like when we work in environments where we have to like do our jobs, and then like you're moonlighting and doing other things, side hustles, and you have to get up early. I have to get up early. So that means I have to get up earlier than early, right? I'm already up before the sun come up, but I have to be up when the moon is still up too, so that I can work out, so that I can go to work and then come home and then do the YouTube channel. It is a lot of energy. It is a lot. And then the other part is what I've started doing is I'm journaling. Every time I'm at work and somebody does something to get on my nerves, because I just want to make sure that even with my prescription, that I'm not the one that's crazy. I'm not the one that's not me. I'm going to give you an example. We supposed to be having an assessment or something. The room have to be set up, period. I have always had stuff set up the way I had it. They have an event in my area, and then don't put the stuff back where they got it from, and then they looking at me. Then put hot glue on my walls. Student bring a book back. The book is, girl, the book and the cover page is separate. So it's a cover page, cover book, and the actual book separated. When I gave the book to him, the book was brand new. How did that happen? Now, I'm trying to keep from crashing out. I'm trying to keep from not having a bag of Doritos. I'm trying to keep from just positive energy. But it be like they trying me. They trying me. So I just write that in my journal. See, look at me. Look at me using my words. Look at me for being self-aware. Look at me for being proactive. But it's just like you can be doing what you're supposed to be doing, but other people are consistently not doing what they're supposed to be doing. And it's just kind of like, how do we respond to that? See, look at me. Look at me. Growth. Because I promise you, I would crash out. It is my favorite thing to do. But I am learning as I get older that maybe we should try to, respond differently. Responding differently. And see, that's growth. That's growth, but it takes energy. It takes energy to have growth, because you can be a healed person in a toxic environment and still just be like, what are you doing? So I just say, not my circus, not my monkeys. Not my circus, not my monkeys. My voice is going because I was screaming today. I did. We had fun at work. And that's why I'm looking like this. And my hair, look, another cost analysis. When you're working out, you're sweating out the hair, but you don't want to consistently put heat on your hair because then you won't have any, right? So it's just like, we're just going to add that to it. We're adding that to it. And it's just like, you have to we're developing that internal. Let me look at my notes. I think we're doing good. The other thing is energy, because we talked about doing your glow up as cheap as possible, because we're on a budget, right? So it takes energy to look at your diet and make sure that you're eating on a consistent basis. It takes energy to say no. It takes all of that energy. You have to, instead of going to the doctor, you're actually working out. And so that means you have to work out a little harder depending on where you're going. You have to work out a little longer. In the beginning, you're going to do an hour. Then you bump it up to 45 minutes to 30 minutes because you're just maintaining your weight. But it's just like in the beginning, it's going to be harder in the beginning. It's not fun. It's really not fun. Not having carbs, not having all of the fun treats and everything. They're all beautiful. The diet food is, even with seasoning, it's still not the best. I'm going to be honest. It's not, but it's just like you have to train. And I'm learning that we're eating for energy, not for comfort, right? We're eating for energy, not for comfort. We're eating for, to look good and to feel good. I'm getting to the age where everybody's getting older. Parents, grandparents, and so we're the new adults. So this is the time that we have to look at them food groups, and we have to do all the stuff that we've been telling our parents to do, and they ain't doing it, so we gotta take care of them. You know what I'm saying? So we just gotta, yeah. Okay, so the money part, budgeting, right? So the new cost is, instead of spending your money on, fun things, going out, right? You need to make sure that you're only spending money on things that will be used for your glow up. So you have to redirect your funds. All right. So yeah, you're not going to be hanging out. People going to ask you, are you okay? Are you good? Do you need some money? No, I have the money, but we're putting it. So if you're saving for a house, if you're saving for a car, then you not spending the money on other things. And so you're going to have to tell people like, hey, I can come out, but I'm not going to be, we might need to not be splitting no bills and all that stuff. Like, I'm going to get what I got. I had a chicken nugget and a fry. That's all I'm going, and a cup of free water. Okay. That's all I can do. Otherwise, I can stay at home. Like, it's not even that serious. Like, are we trying to hang out and talk to each other, or is it about the money? You know what I'm saying? Like, that is a conversation for friendship. Like, we need to be able, because if you can't have those type of conversations with your friends, are they really your friends? And if they don't support your financial goals, and are they even your friends? And that's why I don't be hanging out with just random people, because I don't have time for that. I don't have time. Like, we're not going to have those types of conversations. So it's just like, your budget is your budget. Your budget is whatever your goal is, whatever your glow up vibe is. That is the budget. You have to stick to it. You have to write it down. You have to stick. We wrote it down. We signed it. We do what we say. When I put something on paper and I'm looking at it, I have to, like, I'm going to do it. Period. I typed it up. I took the time to type this up. This is the plan. This is what it is. Like y'all, I have something for this month, and then I have my whole year in advance. Like we have all of that stuff in here, and it's just kind of like, I'm learning that, when you're making plans, when you're doing different things, sometimes things don't always go according to plan. Things don't always happen the way you anticipate them to happen, right? But you need to have like a rough draft, and God will handle the rest. Okay. You need to at least have like a direction. You need a compass. Like, are we going, like, the GPS needs to be, and if we need to make a couple turns, we'll make a couple turns, a couple detours, not a problem. But you need like a plan. You need something. Okay. And the cost is going to be, add this on there. Anything that is not a part of the plan, any decision that does not have to do with the plan, right? We're not making those choices, right? So it might behoove some of us, like, if we're having specific goals, then we don't want to do things like, you don't want to be having unprotected vibes and mess around and have a child while you're trying to finish school. You need to be making good choices, right? And I'm not saying that that's, a bad thing or whatever. It's not, but it's just kind of like, in this day and age, we cannot afford to make any type of mistakes. We cannot. We can't afford to make mistakes. When I was coming up, my mom and my grandmother, like, they was on me for real. Like, they was on me, like white on rice, okay? Paper plate, snowstorm. Like, they were on me. And now I get it. Can't afford to make no mistake, okay? You just can't. Not saying, you know what I'm like, because I was a planned baby. Like, my mom planned that, But it's just kind of like, I get it now. Like, when you got stuff you trying to do, when you got goals, when you got dreams, when you got ambitions, one wrong turn, all that is gone. All that is gone. Like, you think you hanging out with friends. You think you going on a trip. You think you doing this. You think you doing that. But somebody else has set a trap. And you could have avoided the trap if you would have did what you were supposed to do on the plan. If you feel like we ain't supposed to be going over there, if your parents tell you not to go somewhere, if there's somebody said don't go, then I don't think you should go. If somebody call you at wee hours of the night talking, no, turn that phone off, right? They call you in the morning, right? I'm telling you, don't make no wrong turns, because I'm telling you, as soon as you start trying to do better for yourself, you trying to glow up, you trying to level up, you trying to do whatever it is, seem like everything coming out the woodwork, and some things can be avoided. We can avoid some of these problems, right? I was on Thread. Somebody said we was online dating, and we should have never met them people. We should have never met them. We should have never met them, but we only met them because of the app. We should have never met them. We would have never had the heartbreak if we would have never met them. My other tea that I'm clocking is like, I spent personally a lot of time on relationships, friendships, relationships in college. When I was in high school, I was going through a lot in high school, but I was kind of alone, right? And I feel like that solitude propelled me to get to where I wanted to be, to go to college, right? But when I got to college, I was surrounded by so many different people. Not saying that, friendships and socialization, is a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. But I feel like if I would have focused more on, you know, my mom would love to hear me say this, but if I would have focused on the schoolwork, if I would have focused on, not saying that I didn't focus on the schoolwork, but it's just like if I would have focused on me, right? If I would have been me focused a little bit more, I wouldn't have had as many issues as I did. You know what I mean? And I think that's why we need that period of solitude so that we, the other people, the other circumstances, to fall away, right? So that you have nothing and nobody else around you so that you can really figure out what you are made of and what you want to do, right? And everybody is not invited. Right? Everybody's not invited and everybody is not going to go with you to the next level. That is a new cost right there. Add that on there. Everybody's not going. And then some of us, we love the camaraderie, right? We love the camaraderie. We love the people more than we love the dream. We love other people, our families, our friends, our toxic environments more than we love getting to the next level. And so we choose, right? We choose to stay put rather than move to the next level. And then you become just like the other people there. And it's just like misery love company. And so you join that pack. Okay. Yeah. And so I'm a lone wolf. Okay. I'm a lone wolf. There are a lot of things I could have did, but I'm a lone wolf. Like I'm a me person, I look to be accepted and I worry about, even with my YouTube channel, I worry about being accepted, but it's just like, and we're going to talk about this in our end of the year review, but it's just like, we have to learn and I have to accept that I'm just a loner, right? I'm a loner. But I'm not a type of person that be switching up on people and everything. Like, I'm not like that, but it's just like, I just find, like being alone is like a safe haven for me. I really enjoy it because I'm alone with my thoughts. I'm alone with my thoughts and I'm able to develop, because when you get around other people are very good at influencing you, right? Doing things that you wouldn't normally do because you want to be a part of like this group think, right? Be a part of the group, be a part of the pack. But the thing is, I've always been like a black sheep. I've always been weird, crazy, outspoken, right? The things I got in trouble for are the things that my mom and my grandmother, they love the most. Those are their favorite things about me. They know that I'm going to say it. They want, you know what I mean? And I used to get in trouble for it. They used to pop me in the mouth all the time. Like, don't be saying that. Don't be telling them people, you know what I mean? But now they be like, you ain't lie though. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of like, yeah, like it be like that. But it's just like, that's a cost though. That is the cost. So you can't be around a lot of people. If I'm around a lot of people, the energy, I feel the energy and I just say what we got. We just got the, you know what I mean? But it's just like everybody is not there. Everybody's not available to communicate on that level or even, so it's just, that is an added cost. There's some extra tax that we have to add. But I just wish that more people would spend more time alone so that they could get into with themselves. Like, and that's the thing. Like, who are you running from? Like, why are you trying to hide behind other people? Da 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 da. You need to get in tune with yourself. Because if you know yourself and you accept yourself, and it's you and you and you, and you're gonna ride with yourself till the wheels fall off, then there's nothing that anybody else can say. There's nothing that you don't have to depend on anybody else. You go to a doctor. We came for just one thing. We didn't come for all this extra stuff. We're only paying for one thing. We're not getting all that extra stuff. And even if I feel like I don't need the thing, things, if I feel like I don't need to, do whatever it is, it doesn't matter. And even if I feel like I do need to do the things, it's my choice, it's my decision. And I want to glow up. I want to lose the weight. I want to go to school. I want to buy a car. I want to buy a house. My choice, my decision. And I don't need nobody else to tell me I don't need, what you going to tell me about it? Period. That's what you need. Okay. Because when you start talking to other people, they'll tell you like, oh, I don't think that you should do that. I don't think that's a good idea for you. Da, 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 da. Nobody asked you. Nobody asked you. Period. That's what I'm trying to tell you, right? And then it's just like you be in a relationship. Your relationship, man tell you he don't like when you wear. I don't care what you don't like. I don't care how you like women to wear their nails. Why are you concerned with how women are wearing their nails? Why are you concerned with how women are wearing their hair? Why are you concerned with lashes? Why are you concerned with makeup? That's not your area of expertise. You supposed to be doing, you know what? Not for me. Not for me. Not for me. He's controlling. He is not giving me the time that I want. He's not talking to me in the manner that I want. He is talking to other people. I don't like him. I don't like that. Let's not talk to him. We can't go for nothing. You can't go for nothing no more. When you by yourself, when you have developed that mental, that vibe, you can't go for nothing now. You can't, it ain't nothing they can tell you no more. I don't know about that. I don't think I want to do that. I'm not going to do that. And matter of fact, I'm just not going to do it. I ain't got to tell you nothing. It ain't who are you to me. All of that. That's the cost of your glow up. But I feel like it's always worth it. It's always worth it to be your highest self, to get to your when you get on the road. Excuse the noise. The road is not fun. It don't be looking fun, but it's worth it though. It's worth it. It's worth it. I would take the right road every time, every single time. They say you're supposed to be walking with Jesus. I don't know. Sometimes I be feeling like I don't know what we doing, but it's always worth it. It's always worth it to be walking on the right path. It's not fun. And you do have costs associated with everything, but it is going to always be worth it. It is always going to pay off in the end. You ain't never heard nobody say, oh, I wish I didn't go to school, or I wish I didn't lose the weight, or I wish I didn't. No, they did that, period, because it's worth it. It's always worth it to finish whatever it is you started. It is always worth it to sacrifice for whatever it is that you're trying to do. It is always worth it. I don't care what nobody got to say about it, period. People like, is it worth it? It is. It is worth it. It is worth it. Now, if you're trying to change your aesthetic, right, because you're trying to get something for somebody else, then that means you're on, it ain't solid. You're not solid. And we're going to talk about that in another video. But if you're trying to be a better person, self-actualization, if you're trying to do wonderful things and you have to make sacrifices and there are costs associated, it is always worth it. Always worth it, y'all. I'm about to lose my voice, but I hope you got the word today. Amen. I hope you felt it in your spirit, because I felt it. Okay, we was cooking with Crisco today. Okay, from Mississippi, we was cooking with lard. Okay, I will see you in the next video. Okay, all right. But my voice go out.